Well, sometimes our words don't mean that much. Just a little music, some highlights, and you can tell how well the Cardinals have been playing lately. Exciting play to finish that game yesterday with a Steck-Schulte save. High fives all over the place. We haven't exactly gone to the hop a whole lot lately, but the Cardinals haven't had to have ninth-inning heroics. They've been solid, steady, very consistent, and now only 2 games out of first place behind the Houston Astros. It's kind of hard to believe the team is this close to first place as we play the second last Sunday of the regular season. Bob Carpenter, Al Roboski, Rich Gould joins us in a minute. Al, what a tale of September for the Cardinals.
Well, they're just playing the best baseball in the National League, and I think it's all facets. The ball club is really pitching extremely well. You see the 16-5 record, the ERA under 2.5. Hitting been off a little bit, but it's been timely hitting, coming through at the right time.
Cardinals' overall team earned run average is under 4 runs a game, well under 4 runs a game now, and only the Atlanta Braves have a better number in that department in the league. It all starts with pitching, and there's nothing like the guy out there today. He's been unbelievable, Woody Williams.
Well, he really has. He's won 8 of his last 9 decisions, and since coming over from San Diego in the trade, he's 6-1. And remember, he's had 3 complete games his last 4. This guy is really on top of his game, and he's making big bonus points with Tony La Russa and Dave Duncan about how tough he is mentally.
6-1, Woody Williams, 3 complete games for the Cardinals. He's been amazing. A big crowd on Fan Appreciation Day. Rich is next with our manager. The Cards and the Pirates getting ready.
Welcome back. Another beautiful day at Busch Stadium. Cardinals going for the sweep against the Bucks, and the skipper joins us. It sure is fun to be playing baseball at this time of year in meaningful games, Tony.
It's all the difference in the world. I mean, you have all those corny speeches in spring training about, hey, we got to get wins and get wins because we want to play something in September and October that means something. And when you actually have it happen, and we have several guys that for the first time are going through it, and they've come back and say, you know, I now understand what it means. It's the difference between coming to the ballpark excited and trying to get through it.
I'll use the word if because the Cardinals have clinched nothing so far. If the Cardinals reach the playoffs, do you feel this team is better suited to go a long ways than last year's team?
Well, you got no chance to get an answer to that one until that if becomes that we're in there. I mean, I'm so superstitious, ridiculous, and I think there's some common sense there, Rich. You know, we've been in a great mindset about just keep cranking out the wins, and when that number gets to 0, then that's a great time to talk about it.
Go get them today, Skip.
We will.
Cardinals and the Pirates coming up next. Our national anthem.
Magnificent day downtown. The weather has just been unbelievable for this series. In fact, the Cardinals have had nothing but clear skies chasing them all over the country for the last week and a half or so. Lots of fans settling in. Big crowd, Al Roboski, on Fan Appreciation Day. But instead of being the last day of the season, there's still a whole lot of work to do. But the Cardinals are in just about the best possible situation they could have been in. Maybe when you and I were looking ahead to this a month or so ago, did we anticipate something like this?
Well, we hoped something like this would happen, and now it is reality that the Cardinals hold their own destiny. They have been playing extremely well. We showed you the best record in the National League, 16-5 in the month of September. They're 46-23, playing .667 since the All-Star break. And remember, at the All-Star break, it seemed like they were buried. They were only a 500 team.
Cardinals take the field wearing their Sunday ball caps. And Big Mac's got that big number 25 on his jersey. Today, we will auction off a signed jersey by Mark. The proceeds will benefit the Pitch for Life Bone Marrow Donor Drive, which will be held here at Busch Stadium next Saturday. Proceeds are tax deductible. A certificate of authenticity will be provided. The auction starts right now, folks, and the number to call is 425-0615. We will start the bidding at $500. So a $500 or better minimum bid. To get things going, we'll keep you updated throughout the day. The Pittsburgh Pirates, lowest batting average in the National League. Jason Kendall catching, Jack Wilson at short, Brian Giles at left. Aramis Ramirez at third, Kevin Young's at first, and Rob Makoviak, the right fielder. Chad Hermanson at center. We get our first look this series as a starter at the veteran Pat Mears at second, and Tony McKnight, the pitcher. First half of our Chrysler Jeep pitching matchup is the ultra-efficient Woody Williams, coming off a very emotional win at Houston the other night in his old hometown.
And that was another one of his complete games. He has 3 of them in his last 4 starts for the Cardinals. And combined, he is 14-9, but as a Cardinal, this will be his 10th start. He's 6-1 with those 3 complete games, and Woody has just been exactly what the doctor ordered.
Rams are ahead. Hopefully the Cardinals will be shortly. The Redbird defense brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers with Albert in left, Edmonds in center, J.D. Drew in right, Placido Polanco and Mark McGuire at the corners. It's Renteria and Vina up the middle. Eli Marrero will handle Woody Williams today. And we've seen lately that Tony has trusted Eli a lot more behind the plate in handling some of the veterans, as well as working very well with Bud Smith, most notably the no-hitter in San Diego. And it's Woody Williams and Eli, the Cardinal battery today. Jason Kendall, the catcher, leading off, batting .269 with an on-base average of .340, but he's only 5 for his last 27. We're going to get underway a few minutes late here. That's all right. Woody's first one. It's a fastball right in there at 113 on a beautiful Sunday. 75 degrees.
Well, Woody last time out threw 138 pitches for his 3rd complete game. There's the numbers there. A dominating performance against his home team.
Yep, Woody is from Houston, born there, lives in Fresno, Texas, right outside Houston. He has an Associate of Arts degree from the University of Houston. The 1-1 pitch. It's a beauty. Darryl Cousins, the home plate umpire today. Tim Sheeta at first. Joe Brinkman, the crew chief, at second. Laz Diaz is in that rocking chair over at third base. Woody called his game in Houston the other night the greatest night of his baseball career. Not far off the corner, given the meaning of the game, pitching in his hometown, and then after an early bump in the road, how well he pitched the rest of the way.
And Bob, maybe that'll be his game of his life until we get into postseason.
Right, but we hope he has many more opportunities for best nights of his life. The 2-2 to Kendall, and him reaching. Pirates are batting .249, lowest in the league. 630 runs, second lowest to the Mets, 618. They're in the bottom 4 in homers. They can run a little bit with nearly 90 steals, but they've got a bunch of bats that are slumping right now.
Well, Tony talked about it. Part of the problem that teams have that are out of contention, they're just trying to fill out the schedule, and it's hard to make the grind every day, but it's a lot more fun to come to the ballpark when it's meaningful games in late September.
And in this case, very late September. Tony La Russa had a little personal history earlier this week. Woody Williams missing 3 and 2. Tony won his 500th game for the Cardinals. 500 for the Cardinals, along with the A's and the White Sox. First manager since Leo DeRocher to do that with 3 different teams. Lippy Leo did it with the Giants, the Dodgers, and the Cubs. Swing and a miss on what would have been ball 4. Jason Kendall went fishing upstairs, comes up empty.
And he chases the ball up and out of the strike zone, gets himself out, and a good start for Woody.
Leo DeRocher did that with the New York Giants and the Brooklyn Dodgers.
And not only was Tony's accomplishment the first since Leo DeRocher, but those are the only 2 managers
that
have won 500 games for 3 different clubs.
Here's Jack Wilson, who's batting .230. And the breaking ball is high. Mets are off to a good start at Atlanta today after their disaster yesterday. 4-0 they lead in the 4th. One other game in progress, a meaningless one. Montreal got 3 in the 3rd at Cincinnati. These guys must think they can catch up with Woody's high fastball. The magic number over in the American League for Cleveland is 1. They are scoreless at home against the Twins after 2.5. Bartolo Colon pitching for the Tribe today as they try to put an end to any American League race that still exists. And a fly ball right field, cruising into the shade, J.D. Drew. 2 down. Over here in this league, where things are exciting, the Braves' magic number went down 1 yesterday to 6. Houston's staying at 6 with them losing and the Cardinals winning. And then the Arizona Diamondbacks winning as well as the Giants winning. Theirs is at 6. Here's Brian Giles with the bases empty, 2 outs. Well, if Brian was on the Cardinals, we would have had him on our graphic during the pregame segment because he's having a good September as well, batting .333. This guy is by far Pittsburgh's best player. Inside 2-0. They've got some other guys who have the potential to be good with him, like Kendall and Kevin Young, but they're both having off years. Young Aramis Ramirez, who's on deck, has come into his zone with 33 homers, but he's slumping. 3-0 to Brian. He's the one batter in the order that I've seen the Cardinals show the most respect to over the 6 games we played. Well, 7 now we played the Pirates over the last 2 weeks. 3-1.
And these pitchers are trying to avoid coming into him consistently.
Good idea.
Absolutely.
3-1 delivery. Jam job, but it got in there far enough. Little inside out fly ball. Albert Pujols. And a 1-2-3 first inning for Woody Williams. This guy has been amazing. Vina Polanco Drew next. Tony La Russa's Cardinals, 3rd in the league in hitting at .268, 4th in runs, 7th in homers. Here's Tony's lineup that he wrote down on his card a couple of hours ago. He likes riding Vina in there every day. Polanco and Drew. In the middle, Pujols, Edmonds, and McGuire. Renteria, Marrero, and Woody Williams. Craig Paquette not in the lineup today. He's been playing awfully well. But Tony's got pretty much his regular guys out there. Second half of our Chrysler Jeep pitching matchup is Tony McKnight, a 24-year-old right-hander. They got him from the Astros July 31st for right-handed pitcher Mike Williams. So, Al, they gave up a big presence out of their bullpen to bring Tony McKnight to Pittsburgh.
And I think it's one of those trades that you have to do. You get a young starting pitcher that only 24 years of age, has a good potential, and Mike Williams, really, their closer, really wasn't going to help them much, and they don't have too many leads.
Yep. Tony McKnight beat the Cardinals last year as a member of the Astros. 2.70 ERA in 1 game started against the Cardinals. Fernando with an on-base average of .357 to go with that .303 batting mark. Big crowd. They want some action now. They're clapping already. Well over 100,000 sports fans in downtown St. Louis today. Rams are having quite a ball game with Miami over at the Dome still ahead. A game with a lot of mistakes early, but the Rams dodged a bullet and they lead 14-7. Vina, line drive caught by Kevin Young. Pirates defense brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. They're 3rd worst in the league. Ryan Giles, Chad Hermanson, and Rob Makoviak in the outfield. It's Aramis Ramirez with 25 errors at 3rd. Kevin Young on the other side. Jack Wilson, Pat Mears up the middle, and Jason Kendall back where he belongs behind the plate. Polanco at .310. He had a walk and a base hit yesterday to break a little 0-for-7 mini slump, and a fastball is up and in to him. What's the pitching matchup for the Astros and the Cubs today? It's Wade Miller, 16-8 for Houston. Jason Beret, 11-10 for Chicago. The Cardinals could be 1 game out of first at the end of the day.
I'm talking about pitching pairings. I think it's interesting to note that with the open date tomorrow, Martin McGuire's 38th birthday. The Brewers series, Darryl Kyle against Ben Sheets on Tuesday. Wednesday is Spud Smith against Quevedo. And then on Thursday, it's either Dustin Hermanson or Matt Morris versus Jamie Wright. And the significance there is the starter on Thursday, if you had things wrapped up, would be the starter for the first game of postseason play.
And that is Dustin Hermanson or Matt Morris. We'll see how it goes.
It would be Matt Morris.
Yes, sir. Here's the 2-1. And Polanco, a bouncer on 2 hops out to Jack Wilson. First 2 Cardinals go quickly. We're going to tell you again today about the Cardinal Game Day magazine. It's on sale right now. Our operators are standing by at 982-7336. A great gift for great Cardinal fans. J.D. Drew on the cover and in a centerfold poster. You'll also meet Craig Paquette. Spend a day with the Cardinals grounds crew. Subscribe today and receive every Cardinal Game Day magazine through August 2002. And again, our guys are waiting for you to call right now at 982-7336, area code 314. J.D. Drew appeared once as a pinch hitter yesterday and struck out. Did not start against the left-hander Dave Williams. Got a bunch of guys up here hanging out with us today, and one of our favorite guys is here. Bob Ramsey is here, one of your cohorts over on KFNS, and he's got his little guy Bradley with him.
Yeah, we got Bradley, man.
Bradley, a right-hander? So far.
Well, Bradley,
make him a lefty, Bob.
Bradley maybe likes us now. We mentioned his name.
2 balls and a strike to J.D. And a breaking ball, a hard breaking ball off the plate inside, 3-1. Bob does a great job covering local sports. Former colleague on the Cardinal broadcast crew, and the 3-1 to J.D. It's a changeup low. He didn't throw him a fastball on 3-1, did he?
In Bob's really younger days, he was working with Rich Gould on WB11 doing the news.
He taught Rich Gould everything he knows. By the way, our buddy from Bud Sports, John Quante, we want to wish John's father, John Sr., get well wishes. I'm thinking about him today and hope all will be well. We love working with his son, and we hope Dad's doing okay. Here's Albert batting at 329. Runner goes. Pitch is no call. He is safe at second. I guess it was ball 1. And J.D. Drew roaring into second base. And for J.D., that'll be his 12th steal of the year.
They got a good jump. Real good jump off the pitcher. Strong throw by Kindle, but really no chance, especially once the shortstop misses the ball. But he was safe at the bag to begin with, and there's a man in scoring position for Albert Pujols.
Looking for RBI number 127. Of course, he's probably in scoring position himself. And a breaking ball low and outside. So Tony gets aggressive as soon as he gets his first runner. You have to like that. The Cardinals trying to apply the knockout punch to the Pirates in this series, having won the first 2. Redbirds have won 4 in a row, 13 of their last 15. And you don't want to get foolish, but you do want to attack early when you get a chance. And Tony saw a 2-out walk as a bonus. And now Albert's got the count in his favor. He hits one to left center. He hits it well. Chasing it, Hermanson. It is up against the wall and out of here, according to the fans in the bleachers. 2-0 Cardinals. I told you Albert was in scoring position. He's driven in 128.
37th home run now. It gives the Cardinals a 2-0 lead, and that is so important. This puts him 1 away from tying the National League records for rookie home runs. Just into the shrubbery out there, just beyond the reach. And it looked like Hermanson was actually starting to come down. He mistimed his jump, starting to come down, and that ball just got over his glove.
Cardinal fans want a curtain call here.
You know what? Albert Pujols hasn't had enough curtain calls this year.
Well, they quiet down now. Edman steps in and takes a strike. 189th homer for the Cardinals. 382 feet. It just snuck out of here. Look out. Edman's pitch heading right at his spikes, and he got out of there, and the count's 1-1. Did Chad Hermanson now leap too early?
Yeah, watch and see as it looks like he goes up, and then he's on his way down, and the ball just got over his glove. I'm not saying he would have caught it, but and I appreciate the fact that he did not.
Big, slow curve, and Edmonds flies to left for Brian Giles. Well, they say those walks will kill you. A 2-out walk to J.D. Drew. A home run by Albert Pujols. And the Cardinals, after one, roar out to a 2-0 lead.
Welcome back to 0 Cardinals. Second inning, Albert Pujols with a first inning home run. And joining me, the pride of Springfield, Missouri, Miss Jackie Stiles, one of the best basketball players in our country. Rookie of the Year in the WNBA, and a marvelous person. How are you, Jackie?
I'm doing pretty good. I've been better. I'm not used to having a cast on my right arm.
Let's figure that out first. Now, you are a young lady who takes shot after shot in the gym. I don't think you're going to do much shooting with that cast on.
Yeah, it's been very frustrating. I've never went this long without shooting a basketball. I've never had a surgery before, so I'm a little bit nervous about coming back, but it'll just give me that extra motivation trying to get back from the injury.
Last March, you were in St. Louis, and I think everybody really enjoyed the women's Final Four. What a great memory for you, huh?
Definitely one of the most memorable moments in my career, and you know, I just really felt so much pride to play for Southwest Missouri State, and to be able to end my career in St. Louis, Missouri at the Final Four, you couldn't script it any better, except for, you know, actually winning the national championship. I was a little disappointed about that, but just tremendous support from, you know, everybody in Missouri and Kansas. It was just really incredible.
And you didn't get much time off. You went straight to the WNBA in Portland, right, Jackie?
No, it was a pretty exhausting year. Yes, I went right from, you know, the Final Four to getting ready for the pros, and, you know, right into that season. And I kind of hit the wall right after All-Star break. I was pretty exhausted at that point.
What's the biggest difference between the pros and college?
I think the game is just so extremely physical, and I really took a beating, you know, because I drive in the lane a lot. But I think that's the biggest difference, and also the travel's pretty tough, too.
Yeah, you got to get used to playing a lot of games, don't you?
Yeah, you play so many games. You know, if you have a bad game, you got to really shake it off in a hurry because you have one the next day, and that's a big adjustment for me because I take losses hard, and, you know, I seem to dwell on them. But, yeah, it's definitely a different game.
And you had a great year. One of your teammates is Kristen Fokel, who lives here in St. Louis.
Yeah, I really enjoyed playing alongside of Kristen Fokel. She's just a tremendous athlete, tremendous basketball player, and we had a lot of fun in our first season together.
You were able to handle the first pitch with the left hand very nicely.
Oh, it was pretty tough. I was a nervous wreck throwing my left hand. I'm really right-hand dominant, and I was just glad that the catcher caught it.
Thank you, Jackie.
All right, thanks for having me.
Bob, Al, Jackie said she wants to get this ball signed by as many Cardinals as she can.
I like her chances. She's a small-town girl from Kansas who came to Springfield, Missouri, and just had an amazing record-setting career. There's a fastball on the outside corner. Kevin Young is gone. Strikeout number 3 for Woody Williams. He's been, dare I say, perfect through the first 5 batters.
Well, the thing about Woody is he just has the ability to spot his pitches, change his speeds, comes up with different little knacks, but the one thing is he's a tough competitor, and that has really been demonstrated, and probably the most was that last performance against Houston.
Rob Makoviak, little number foul.
Third inning of that game, and remember, Cardinals Matt Morris lost game 1, was shellacked, and then, you know, in the first inning of that game in Houston, where 2 runs were scored by the Astros and 1 on an error, an unearned run, and so there was a lot of things working against Woody, but he bowed his neck and came right after him and got that complete game.
He retired 16 of the last 17 batters in that game. He's got the first 6 today. The last time anybody had a hit off Woody, the 4th inning Tuesday in Houston. Bottom of the 2nd coming up. Big Mac coming up. Our current bid is $1,400 for the Mark McGwire autographed jersey, benefiting the Pitch for Life bone marrow donor drive here at the ballpark next Saturday. We'd like our next bid to be $1,600 or more. So there's the number, 425-0615. We've got the gals working it downstairs. Let them know what your bid is. We'll continue the bid into the 7th inning today. Here's Mark. Drove in a big run with a sac fly yesterday.
That was a game-winning RBI. And, you know, we need to tell people a little bit more about this Pitch for Life, the bone marrow donor drive, which will take place next Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Mack with a high pop-up, short left center. That's the second baseman, Pat Mears. 1 out.
And Bob, as we kind of look at, there's some things that you need to know. This is for the jersey, the number, but next Saturday at Gate 1 of Busch Stadium, there will be a cost, and part of the jersey is to offset the cost, as well as BJC is a great sponsor of the Cardinals, but it's a little bit more involved. There will be a $25 per person for the first 700 donors. Now, the fee normally is $73, but it only costs $25. If you are a minority, there is no fee because it is federally funded. The fee charged is to cover the lab fee for the HLA tissue typing. No ticket is necessary for the game if you're going to participate. If you go to the inside, you have to have a ticket.
Jack Wilson throws out Renteria for the second out.
But here's what you got to understand is there'll be free parking at the east and west garages and at Keener east and west garages. Donor eligibility is 18 to 59. You have to be free of chronic diseases. Each participant will receive a fan card for 2 reserved seats for the 2002 season, a chance to win attendance prizes, including player autograph balls and other merchandise. You got the free parking. But if you're going to do this, there's a little bit of a responsibility to the participants. It takes approximately 30 minutes depending on the crowd, and donors will be asked to complete a short medical information form, watch a 10-minute video. They'll have a blood sample drawn, similar to a blood test drawn in a doctor's office. Recent blood donations will not prohibit donors from placement in the National Bone Marrow Donor Registry. And to pre-register, we want you to call this number, 314-425-0688, or visit the Cardinals website at www.stlouiscardinals.com. But very important because we need to get some people to get on this donor registry list, save some kids. We've got 3 children in the St. Louis area right now that desperately need bone marrow.
There are 30 people total in the St. Louis area who need them, a couple of thousand nationwide, and your bone marrow could save the life of another. It's a cause very near and dear to Mike Matheny's heart. Eli swings and misses a breaking ball low and away, and that will do it for the Cardinals in the second. A 1-2-3 for Tony McKnight. On the Pujols homer, Redbirds lead 2-0. What's on tap from Bud Light? It's the Cardinals Brewers, Tuesday at 7 on WB 11. Dan and Al will have all the action for you from Miller Park in Milwaukee. With a great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. A lot of folks are doing that at the ballpark today on a picture-perfect Sunday. And a one-hopper. That's Chad Hermanson out via Renteria. 7 straight to start the game for Woody Williams. Next up, Pat Mears, then the pitcher, Tony McKnight.
Happy birthday to Catherine McLaughlin of Hannibal, Missouri, who turns 95 tomorrow. That's the same birthday as Mark McGuire.
She just beat him by a few years.
Divide that in half, and she still wouldn't get near Mark. And happy birthday.
Hannibal Mo. I bet she's whitewashed a few fences up there, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
Boy, Woody is really pitching well, getting ahead of hitters. This is the veteran Pat Mears. And he pops it up after getting jammed. Vina cruising out. He's got it for the second out. If you need to sell your vehicle, avoid the classified ads and go straight to carsoup.com. The best way to sell your car is carsoup.com. Log on today. Here's Tony McKnight, who's never had a hit in the major leagues. He's 0 for 34, 0 for 21 this year. And Woody Williams just now breaking the 30-pitch barrier, so he's got a great pitch count for 3 innings.
And we got another great Cardinal fan. He's been a Cardinal fan since 1941, when he was 7 years of age. Or what's that?
So he is 67.
Yeah, 67. Lives out in Alton, Illinois. Ron Crane.
Well, I was a
Or he
Cardinal
grew up
fan.
in Alton, Illinois. Now he lives in Springfield, Missouri. Ron Crane. Happy birthday, Ron.
I was a Cardinal fan in 41. I just wasn't around yet.
Yeah, he watched Usual, Shandy's, Marion, Karowski, Slaughter, Moore, Garagiola.
Those were great days to watch the Cardinals, weren't they?
Sure.
Stan the Man came up in September of 41. Tennant's in 42, 44, 46, 48.
Yes, I remember the Gas House game.
You do?
Oh, yeah. Came out to watch him in 34.
And a little pitch low. Looked like Woody took a little bit off. A sinking fastball, 3-2.
I thought I saw something today in the paper that this is the anniversary of Dizzy Dean winning 30 games in 1934.
Pretty good hack by McKnight to stay alive.
Pretty good hack for a guy that's 0 for 21, huh?
By the way, our bid for the Mark McGwire jersey is up to $2,200 now. 425-0615, the number. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Woody Williams, 9 in a row. 4 of them on strikes. He's almost pitched a complete game now without giving up a hit since Houston. Bottom of the third, Woody Williams will lead off today's AutoZone division standings. The Cardinals only 2 back of the Astros. And Houston did not score in the top of the first at Chicago. Cardinals are 3 up on the Giants. Later today, the Giants behind Livan Hernandez will host Brian Tolberg and the San Diego Padres at Pac Bell Park. And Barry Bonds could tie or pass Mark McGwire in the home run all-time race today. Barry hit number 69 yesterday. Speaking of home runs, Sweet 70 available October 6th, Saturday and Sunday the 7th next weekend. $50 for tickets. They include your game admission, all-you-can-eat buffet, unlimited beer and soda, a souvenir baseball cap, and a nice view from the left field corner. You can see how shady it is down there, nice and comfortable. Call 421-3060. Purchase your tickets for Sweet 70. See the big mural of Big Mac back there saying goodbye to number 70. Our latest bid for the Mark McGwire jersey now is up to $3,000. Keep calling 425-0615. They will also give you a certificate of authenticity with that jersey. It's tax deductible. Swing and a miss by Woody Williams. Woody, 14 hits this year, 6 RBIs. He's a .208 career batter with a homer and 21 batted in. We have seen him help himself on several occasions with his bat. Hits it hard, high, rather deep, and Chad Hermanson is there for the first down. Next up, Fernando Vina, yesterday's home run hitter. Hey, Al, we've been talking a little bit lately. I know I've talked it over with a couple of people about Fernando being a Gold Glove candidate. How do you feel about that? Do you think he is worthy?
I think he's beyond worthiness. I think it'd be a shame if he didn't win it.
Fernando has hit 300 a couple of times in his career. But the thing he would love to do more than anything else right now is to win a Gold Glove at second base.
You know, he's got, he tied his career high in home runs yesterday with his 7th. He's already set his career best at 52 RBIs. So that's fitting to win the Gold Glove this year. And I think he deserves it. Thought he deserved it last year. And Pokey Reese of Cincinnati won it last year, the last 2 years. And with him playing more shortstop this year, that should help out Vina's chances.
The 1-1 and a high fly ball to right center. Over to get it, Rob Makoviak, the rookie outfielder, and he's got it for the second out. 6 straight now for Tony McKnight since the Pujols homer. That is the only hit the Cardinals have had so far. Cardinals have baseball's second best home record at 52-26. Seattle is 53-23. How's Cleveland doing? Pretty well now. They got a run in the third, 3 in the fourth, and with their magic number 1, they lead the Twins 4-0 after 4 at Jacobs Field in Cleveland. Bet their clubhouse guys are another half hour or so will start putting up some cover on their lockers and getting that champagne already. Breaking ball is up. Polanco bounced out to short his first time up. He'll try to get aboard here for J.D. Drew. And we do understand that in the wake of the September 11th tragedy in our country, Major League Baseball has gotten together with some of the clubs, and some of these celebrations will be more subdued this year than in times past. That's a pitch low and inside, ball 3. Yankees are in, Seattle's in, Oakland's in as the wild card. The Cleveland Indians will be next. The 3-1 and a bouncer, slow roller, charged there by Wilson. Nicely done on the run. 7 Cardinals in a row retired, and we roll through the third inning. Albert Pujols, a 2-run homer in the first. That's been it. Cardinals 2-0. Rich Gould is surrounded by bosses today. Rich,
you bet on Fan Appreciation Day. Mr. Fred Hanser, Mr. Bill DeWitt. You couldn't ask for a better Fan Appreciation Day than this, sir.
Sold out crowd on a beautiful day, and at the moment we have the lead, so what more could we ask for?
And a ball club that right now is the best in the National League.
Well, we really have played great down the stretch, particularly in September, and it's very exciting to watch.
And how about this pitching that we're getting all of a sudden? I think this ball club, I use the word if to Tony, he wouldn't touch it. He's superstitious. But if this ball club gets into the playoffs, I think we're going to. This pitching could take us a long way.
Oh, absolutely. That's what the playoffs are all about. Plus, you have incredible performances by young Bud Smith. We gave him a watch today to commemorate the no-hitter, and what a pleasure it is to watch Woody Williams pitch and doing it again today.
Exciting to be in St. Louis today. We've got Rams football down the street and a big crowd here.
Well, it's just phenomenal for downtown St. Louis to have 100,000 people down here on a Sunday afternoon. I mean, it's a tremendous boost.
The owners are getting sun-drenched, gentlemen.
Yeah, kind of a day downtown. I know Mr. DeWitt got on the microphone earlier today and thanked our fans for again going well over 3 million in attendance. The Bomarito Automotive Group with their numbers, the National League leaders during this month. Look at Woody Williams. Under 1 run a game. Mets Kevin Apier and the Phillies Robert Person, the St. Louisan, helping to spur their ball clubs along.
Now, Bob, that was coming into today, so if he continues this pace, it'll even lower it significantly.
Bouncing ball left side, tough play, Polanco. We'll see how they score it. Jason Kendall's aboard. That was not an easy play, a little in between hop. Polanco cutting hard to his left.
I think they'll score a base hit. They tried to soften up that area in front of home plate. Kind of going to his left. He was anticipating it coming up, and it came up a little bit off the glove. But still would have been going and running to his left. Had to stop, kind of pivot, and throw on the run.
And that slow motion replay makes that play look a lot easier than it was.
Oh, absolutely.
So we'll see how they score it. They haven't ruled yet. Oh, they're going to give Polanco an error.
It'll be only his 4th of the year.
She'll get to you in normal speed. E5. Still the Pirates have no hits.
Let's just hope that Woody can get a double play ball.
And a bunt. Williams pounces. A good bunt that was by Jack Wilson. Sacrifice good. It goes 1-3. And down to second base goes Jason Kendall. Wow, look at the Cubbies. Rondell White, a 2-run homer, and the Cubs are on top of Houston 3-0 early.
Brad McGriff earlier had a sacrifice fly, and I think I said all along, once the Cubs would be eliminated, they're going to be a handful. For all practical purpose, they are eliminated. They were eliminated from the Central Division yesterday. But, still remote possibility of the wild card, but it's doubtful.
5 out, 5 back of the Cardinals. They're sure helping the Redbirds right now, and there's a pitch inside to Brian Giles. So the last time Woody Williams gave up a hit was in the 4th inning Tuesday night in Houston. If he gets two more outs here, that's 9 innings without giving up a hit. That ball out of play over by the dugout. The Mets still lead Atlanta. Braves got a run in the bottom of the 5th. Mets didn't score top 6. And after 5.5 at Turner Field, Mets 4, Braves 1. The Mets have to win that one today. That'll get them back to within 4 out. Phillies at Florida a little later. They are 2 back of Atlanta in the East. Dodgers, Diamondbacks, Padres, Giants later. 1 ball, 1 strike. A step off by Woody. And the 1-1 pitch. Fastball high and tight.
Got to be very careful with Giles, the most dangerous hitter in their lineup. And they got him inside the first time, but that's dangerous. What has he got to lose just by opening up and trying to pull everything?
He pulls it. It's by McGuire into right field. Kendall waved around. He will score without a play. And here in the 4th, the Pirates are on the board.
95th RBI for Brian. He's having a remarkable year with little protection behind him. And I mean, Ramirez has over 100 RBIs. He's hitting behind Giles, as you see him get an off-speed pitch, able to pull the ball. Jason Kendall, good secondary lead, saw the ball got by McGuire and comes on home.
JD had no chance whatsoever. And a runner at first, 1 out for Aramis Ramirez. So the first run Woody gives up in about his last 12 innings. It's 2 o'clock in St. Louis. You're watching Cardinal Baseball on KPLR TV, WB11. It's the flagship station of our Cardinal television network. Ramirez took a big rip and fouled it right back below us. This guy's hit 33 homers. He's driven in 107 runs, but he's only 5 for his last 25. Double play candidate.
He really has not been swinging the bat well of late.
And a fly to center. Edmonds back, looking, home run straightaway center by Aramis Ramirez. Hitting that ball about 415 or 420 straight away. And the Pirates shocked the Cardinals here with a 3 spot in the top of the 4th. 3-2 Pittsburgh.
Well, Woody has given up a lot of home runs this year. That's 35 home runs. The 2 guys in this order that he really has to be careful with are Giles and Ramirez. And a ball out away from him. He has not been swinging a hot bat, but he knew he had that one. Straight away center field. Edmonds looks up. No chance to steal the wall on that one.
Swing and a miss to Kevin Young after a 412-foot home run by Aramis Ramirez. Well, this ball game has changed immediately. And a fastball at the letters. Drew Pujols, Edmonds, McGuire. Possibles for the Cardinals in the 4th. And that fastball up and in.
Kevin Young just really struggling on the road. 284 average in 72 home games. 170 average in 64 road games. And he's gone only 114 in his last 13 games.
Last homer Woody had given up was a week ago Thursday to Warren Morris of the Pirates in Pittsburgh. Fernando Viña's out there for that pop-up, and that's the 2nd out. We're up to $3,400 on our bids for the Mark McGuire autograph jersey. And the number to call is 425-0615. We started at 500, and we're up to 3,400 right now.
Well, that's great because America's really opened up their hearts and their wallets.
I think later on, Al, we're going to talk about the United Way, and they kicked in significant money as soon as the disaster in New York took place. A wonderful immediate response by the United Way, and we'll talk about their campaign to raise money this year.
That's what I'm talking about. Just so many causes, and none bigger than the one in New York and Washington and Pennsylvania.
Busted bat. Makoviak retired by Vina. An unearned run for the Pirates, but they get 3, and they lead it 3-2. Now Big Mac, his jersey is up to $3,400 on our auction. Call us at 425-0615. We'll take the bidding into the 7th inning today. We're in the bottom of the 4th now. Hopefully Mark will bat in this inning. He would be 4th up. JD leads off, and he takes one off the plate inside. Tony McKnight pitching pretty well so far. Just the Pujols home run. Cardinal offense and that walk right before it.
And the jersey auction will conclude at the end of the 7th inning, right?
Yes.
And maybe one more time to where the proceeds of the auction will benefit the Pitch for Life home marrow donor drive, which will be held here at Busch Stadium on Saturday, October 6th.
JD takes one low, ball 3. That was a changeup. Mr. Pujols is on deck. Then Edmonds and McGuire. So the Cardinals have their guns locked and loaded here in the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll see how they can do. The 3-0 way inside, leadoff man aboard. JD walks for the 2nd time today. On this date in Schnucks baseball history, we go all the way back to 1934. Disney got number 30 with a shutout, pitching against the Reds and beating them 9-0. You know, Al, the interesting thing about that way back then and years after, only 8 teams in the National League. You would be pitching against the same teams over and over and over again. I mean, you couldn't fool anybody back then. They knew exactly what you could do, and you knew what they could do.
And you had only 154 game schedule.
What a jump by JD. He is saved with another steal. He stole that one on the pitcher again. Jason Kendall did pretty well to make that a close play. JD collects 2 stolen bases here, and he's got 13 on the year.
I don't think he had nearly the same jump as he had in the 1st inning, but the bounce throw, and see how it bounces up high. JD slides, goes underneath the tag, and gets in there safe. So
I love that hard feet first slide. There's not an infielder in baseball that likes to take a throw on a slide like that.
I was just going to say that, you know, an infielder doesn't like it. So that should tell you should do it. And Lou Brock, the great Lou Brock, told me, he said, you can only slide head first if the infielders allow you to do so. They could really hurt you if they wanted to.
Yeah.
If you slide feet first, they're not going to keep their hand in there, because they are the ones that risk injury.
2-0 to Albert. Suddenly, McKnight can't find the plate. Kendall paid him a visit, reminding him where home plate was. Here it comes, way outside, ball 3, and the left-hander Jim Edmonds on deck. Young pitcher obviously doesn't know what to do with his lead right now. He might still battle back and get Albert, but he's put himself in a bad position right here.
And we know this defense by the Pirates isn't very good. They're back on their heels.
Not exactly the swing you're looking at for a 3-0 pitch. Albert was reaching on that, and he's lucky he didn't pop it up fair somewhere.
And I think in fairness to Albert, though, he's just had such a remarkable season. You know, he's had a little bit of a mini slump this week after winning the co-player of the week in the National League. He's just trying to do too much.
Little chopper, looks like a hit. Get back to third, JD. He did. And Albert Pujols gets his 11th infield hit of the year. I mean, you're playing back. There is nothing the Pirates could do about that.
Well, it's a swinging bunt. You know what I mean? So he's swinging it full throttle. He reached for it, a little nubber up here, And the best thing that Ramirez did was to fake the throw and then think he could get J.D. rounding the bag. And alertly, he got back.
Spin Williams, Pirates pitching coach, to the mound.
And Williams has walked a path to the mound this three-game series.
Cubbies did not score in the bottom of the second. They lead 3-0 after 2 at Wrigley. Cardinals in a position now to tie this game or take the lead. If you'd like the latest Cardinal stuff, there's a lot of stuff on STLCardinals.com, the official source for Cardinal merchandise. Great books, trinkets, clothing, lots of wonderful Cardinal stuff on St. Louis, STLCardinals.com. Connect with it. Here's Jim Edmonds. Fly to left first time up. What a great time this would be for the Cardinals to play first and third again. Big Mac on deck. Drew's at third after walking and stealing. Pujols at first with the infield hit. And the crowd can sense it here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Cardinals immediately trying to answer the Pirate rally.
I was just thinking this is a perfect time for Jim Edmonds to show some of his buddies with the Blue how to have a pregame preparation.
Good look by Jim at that one, tailing outside. Tony McKnight has thrown 1 strike to the last 3 Cardinal batters. He walked Drew on 4, 3-1 when Pujols got his base hit. He must know something about Albert that we don't. Either that or he's a little reluctant to throw the ball to Jim Edmonds.
Sometimes psychologically you look for things like that. And somebody trying to work those pickoff plays does demonstrate that he's afraid to throw home.
Ball too low.
And all of a sudden you can see how all the defensive players are hanging their heads.
And the Pirates aren't showing a whole lot of confidence right now. Their bullpen is busy with Josias Manzanillo. Cardinals down by a run, bottom of the fourth, 2-0 to Jim Edmonds. Little ground ball right side. They'll have to hurry for 2, and they got them both. Cardinals score a run to tie the game. Edmonds unable to leg out the relay. No RBI, but it's a 3-3 game.
Reaching for that ball, trying to pull it to get a ground ball to second. And Wilson did a nice job of speeding it up the relay throw and getting it on to first base. $3,900.
All right. We took a quantum leap from 34 to 3,900. Somebody trying to make a preemptive bid, and ball 1 tight to McGuire. Well, maybe Big Mac just relaxes here with the bases empty and gives the Cardinals the lead. There's a base hit, maybe. It's over the glove of Jack Wilson. Stop the presses. Big Mac with a single. Not many of those lately. And the Cardinals have 2 hits in the inning.
That was the second baseman, Mears, that almost caught the ball, but Mac getting a little more aggressive. Swinging at more pitches. When he sees strikes now, he's attacking the ball. And just beyond the reach of Pat Mears.
Here's Renteria.
It's even those little base hits build the confidence of McGuire right now.
Braves are making some noise. They got 2 in the bottom of the 6th. They now trail the Mets by only 4-3. And a big slow curve. Renteria did well to lay off. That was tantalizing. I was tempted to swing at that one. And the count's even, 1-1. tried another one, dumped it in the dirt, and it's ball 2.
I was thinking if you would have swung that, I guarantee you would have missed it. I don't think you could lift the bat that was long enough to reach down there.
That would be a reach. A lot of things we do up here are a reach. That really would be a reach. 2 balls and a strike. 3-3 game. Edgar trying to keep the inning alive. And he just got a piece of it. Big gap in left center for the Cardinals shortstop. They're going to pitch him away because of that pattern. Except on that pitch, good play by Ramirez. From his knees, he throws out McGuire at second base. Cardinals get the tying run. A walk, a steal, 2 hits, a double play hurt. 3-3 after 4. 3-3 ball game. We go to the top of the 5th inning. A good tight ball game. David Darnell is with me. David Stewart is with me. Gentlemen, welcome. We're going to talk about the United Way campaign for 2001. And David, we're going to try to raise $64 million this year. How are you going to do it?
Well, we're going to do it one day at a time with one donor at a time, Bob. Our goal of $64 million is the highest ever in our community, but we're a very giving community, and we fully expect to raise this money and meet the needs of our region.
David Stewart also with us from the Germain Chapman Society. And David, tell us about the role that your society plays in the United Way.
Well, we have a number of African-American leaders in this community and leadership givers that decided to come together to contribute to the campaign overall. We've invested a tremendous amount of time and effort in building one of the largest leadership initiatives in Chapman societies in the country. And so this is the best way to give and the best way to care is the United Way. And so we've come together to recognize those individuals that are giving at least $1,000.
So it's a real community effort. The 2-2 pitch to Hermanson. He is gone. And Woody Williams gets his 5th strikeout of the day. That's how the 5th inning gets underway. David Darnell, I'm really interested in the United Way and the role that you all played just a couple of weeks ago after the terrorist attack in New York. The St. Louis chapter of the United Way immediately sprang into action. Tell us about that.
Yes, we did, Bob. And it was terrible tragedies in New York City and Washington. But our local United Way the very next day did its part to help by sending $75,000 to the September the 11th fund to be used for whatever needs were there. And then we also contributed $25,000 to the local Red Cross. As we know, the local Red Cross was gathering blood and giving a lot of services to that area. So our local United Way stepped up to the plate very early to do all we could to help.
That is fantastic. 1 ball and 1 strike to Pat Mears, who popped up the second first time up. Well, if folks want to start getting involved in the United Way, I know a lot of people are involved through work. If they want to get involved on an individual basis, what should they do?
Well, as you say, a lot of campaigns are run in the workplace, and so we'd ask everyone to make sure that they're aware and know about their employee campaigns. But if not, they can certainly give individually and just call the United Way or send the pledge card directly to United Way. So we hope everyone will come together. This is our community call to action to take care of the needs in our community.
That'll keep the count 1 ball and 2 strikes as Pat Mears fouls one away. And David Stewart, how about some of our minority friends out there? How about some of the neighborhood activities in St. Louis? How do they get involved?
Well, we have a number of events throughout the course of the year. We have the Tocqueville Society, a dinner that we have usually at the first of the year, and then we have various dinners and lunches and so forth. And we have a celebration like this at the ballpark where we come together and give people an opportunity to give. And as David was alluding to a few moments ago, give through the workplace as well. It's an excellent way to get involved.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Pat Mears. Top of the 5th inning. Woody Williams works to the bottom of the batting order here. Tony McKnight, the Pittsburgh pitcher, is next. 3-3 ball game. You guys came down on a pretty nice day. Nice day here at the ballpark to talk about your campaign and to watch the Cardinals.
Absolutely.
What a glorious day to watch the Cardinals gain in that division race. So,
not going to sneak over to the Dome and watch some football now, are you?
No, we're here. What a beautiful day to be outside enjoying baseball.
This is something. Rams are winning across town. Cardinals are tied here. It's a pennant race. It's the last day of September. How long will the campaign run, David?
Bob, the campaign started on September the 4th, and so we're about halfway through. We hope to meet our goal by October the 22nd, and we've raised $24 million to date, which is about 37% of our goal. So we got more work to do, but we've got 40,000 volunteers out working hard every day to make sure that we meet our goal and meet the needs of our community.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming to see us. Congratulations on the way United Way was able to respond to New York and Washington. We appreciate you coming by.
Well, just as the country's come to our help, it's time for us to help, so thank you.
Thank you for having us.
The David and David show here. Thanks, guys. Tony McKnight is the batter. An 0-1 count. This guy's never had a hit in the major leagues. He's 0 for 1 today. 0 for 35 in his career, and the count quickly goes to 0-2. Our thanks to David Darnell, President, Central Banking Group of Bank of America, and the General Chairman of the 2001 United Way campaign, and David Stewart, the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Worldwide Technology, Inc., and Chairman of the 2001 Charmaine Chapman Society. Wonderful work in our community, and a swing and a miss. 6 strikeouts for Woody Williams. He'll bat second, bottom 5. We're tied at 3. Beautiful day downtown. Well, we had David Stewart and David Darnell stop by and visit with us. We've got a whole booth full of people from 101.1 The River. Vic Porcelli is here, Adam Thornberry, Scott Lorando, Melinda Higgins. Laurie's here from the YMCA. They'll be watching Everybody Loves Raymond tonight on WB11. Well, maybe tomorrow night. Weeknights at 6:30 and 9:30. Too much fun, 2 times a night. It's one of the great sitcoms on TV. Everybody Loves Raymond. Tom Wade's here, Lisa Wade with Fox Sports Net. We always have to have somebody from Fox in the box to make sure these guys behave themselves. They're having a good time with us for Cardinal baseball today, and the Redbirds are tied with the Pirates. 3-3 we go, bottom 5. Last report, we're still at 3,900 on our Mark McGuire auction. If we get another total, we'll update you immediately. Timmy Garcia is wearing out my cell phone over there, getting the latest updates from the girls downstairs. And a strike to Eli Marrero, who struck out swinging first time up. It'll be Eli, Woody Williams, and Fernando Vina, bottom 5 for the Cards. That is a fair ball down the left field line. It squirts down into the corner. That could be an extra base for Eli. He's going to third. Leadoff triple. When the ball failed to hit the advertising sign, that meant the difference between a double and a triple for the speedy Marrero.
Well, Bob, you know that speed that he has just inside the third base bag, right over the bag. A real good look at it right here. And as you mentioned, normally you say it's going to hit off the sign, so a fielder, the left fielder, will kind of come in and play the carry. But when it missed the sign, it goes all the way down the corner. And even with the fact that Eli almost tripped when he approached the first base bag, it's a stand-up triple with that great speed.
Here's Woody with a chance to give his team and himself the lead. Eli Marrero, his 3rd triple of the year. A pitch out, no squeeze bunt on.
Now, why would you think you're going to squeeze bunt on the first pitch with nobody out, with a pretty good hitting pitcher? You got the infield in. You know, that's even risky.
Outside target. Well hit and hooked way foul. And Eli made a little bluff off third with that pitch.
You got Woody Williams, who has 6 RBIs, a 179 average, 14 hits on the year. He was an all-region shortstop at the University of Houston. So, I mean, he's got an idea of what he's doing there at the plate. And with nobody out, you know, he's going to be swinging.
1-1 pitch. Popped it up out near the mound. Who wants it? Looks like Pat Mears. He's got it for the first out. Lance Berkman, sacrifice fly. his 122nd run batted in. And the Astros are on the board in Chicago. Our latest bid on the Mark McGwire jersey, $4,100.
That's great.
It'll feel a lot better if Fernando gets this run home. The infield's still in. Pena a liner to first, a fly ball to right, and
Time
Lloyd
call.
McClendon may go with a left-handed pitcher here.
Looks like he is right now. Must have just gotten word that the bullpen was ready. Sauerbeck.
They've got three lefties. Joe Beimel, Damaso Marte, and Scott Sauerbeck. And it is number 53, Joe Beimel, who started a game against the Cardinals here in Busch Stadium earlier this year. So that's it. After 4 1/3 for Tony McKnight, he only gives up 4 hits. Some control got him in trouble. He walked J.D. Drew twice today, and J.D. walked both times. He struck out one batter, gave up a homer, got a double play ball. And it'll be a lefty-lefty matchup with Beimel and Pena here in the bottom of the 5th. Big Mac, Pujols, and Woody all watching. We'll watch too when we bring it back to Busch. Joe Beimel against Fernando Pena. First pitch. Breaking ball, yes. Beimel pitched against the Cardinals Saturday, July 21st here. 5 1/3, 4 hits, 4 runs. The Cardinals went on to win that game behind Bud Smith 9-2.
This is his 25th relief appearance. Made 15 starts for the Pirates.
Pena reaching. Runner coming home. Contact play. He scores. Great base running by Eli Marrero. Excellent execution by La Russa and Oquendo. And a little ground ball gets the Cardinals the lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning, 4-3.
Going on contact, and you see this from Marrero's angle. You know, he couldn't tell if the pitcher was going to catch that ball or not. But going home immediately, just putting his head down, coming there, not anticipating there's going to be a place, a sliding hit.
Polanco with a drive to right, caught by Makoviak. The Cardinals use a Marrero leadoff triple and a 1-out ground ball by Fernando Pena after 5. Cardinals 4, Pirates 3.
Welcome back. Cardinals take the lead in the 5th, and joining me, Vicki Bryant. You're having fun today on the phones, aren't you?
We're having a great time. A lot of people calling in, a lot of excitement about that jersey.
What's the jersey up to now, Vicki?
$4,100.
Tell us a little about the cause.
It's for the Pitch for Life Bone Marrow Donor Drive that we're having here at the stadium next Saturday, the 6th, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're trying to save lives of thousands of people around the country who are desperately in need of a bone marrow transplant.
You're going to keep the phones open how long, Vicki?
To the bottom of the 7th inning. The first pitch of the 8th inning will close it off.
Bottom of the 7th inning, and what's that number again?
425-0615.
All right, we appreciate it. Make those phones ring, guys. Back upstairs.
Thank you, Rich. Rich Gould with Vicki Bryant, raising some great money today, thanks to Big Mac. Top of the order, Jason Kendall, top of the 6th, and he takes one up and away, ball 2 from Woody Williams. Woody's given up 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 unearned run because of an error. 6 strikeouts. As usual, Woody hasn't walked anybody. You've got to swing your way aboard against this guy. And the breaking ball's up and in, ball 3. What a crowd. Ballpark pretty full. 3-1. Out to short. To his left, Edgar Renteria. He gobbled that thing up, didn't he? And that's 6 in a row for Woody since the Ramirez home run back in the 4th.
They just had a little letdown in that 4th inning.
Speaking of 4th inning, Sal, the Astros got a run. They're still batting, trailing the Cubs 3-2 now after it was 3-0 after 1. In Atlanta, they are 4-3 Mets, top of the 8th. They're getting ready for a party in Cleveland. The Indians have scored 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and they lead Minnesota now 7-0 after 6. The Indians' magic number is 1. They're about to walk away with the Central Division title.
One of those runs was scored on Jim Thomey's 49th home run.
Don't you just love that guy?
Yeah, he's a class act.
Fly ball right center. J.D. Drew is there. The only thing that would make me dislike Thomey is a Cardinal Indian World Series, but that's okay. He's one of those guys you really root for.
We even forgive him that his parents brought him up.
A Cub fan?
Yeah, a Cub fan.
Yeah, well, he's overcome that.
He has
evidently.
overcome that. Yes, he has overcome that.
Oh, now the Astros have tied it with a Jose Vizcaíno RBI hit. Giles, he goes up there pumping, doesn't he? He got a base hit. And scored a run and then scored on the Ramirez homer.
Learned something a long time ago. Anytime you ask the Cubs to help you out, usually you're in trouble. But they have done a nice job winning the first two. Winning a couple of the first.
Yeah, they lost the first one Thursday.
Yeah, and then they won the two middle ones.
Right. And the Cardinals, that'll be interesting in San Francisco. If the Cardinals keep winning, they have nothing to worry about. The 0-2. That'll be an interesting scenario. Cardinals will play at Milwaukee. Then you pick who you want to root for every night, whether it be Houston or the Giants, who will play each other. That series also starts Tuesday. There's only one game in the National League tomorrow. The Pirates are at New York. And a ground ball foul. I saw yesterday where they reopened the observation tower at the Empire State Building. There were lines around the block to go up there, and people sadly going up there. I'm not saying it's sad that they've gone up there. They're sad when they get there to see the new New York skyline. Certainly an awful thing. And the city of New York now takes another step back in the direction of going on with their lives by reopening the top of the Empire State Building, now the tallest building in Manhattan.
I think one of the things to put things in perspective is Ground Zero is the size of 15 football fields.
Wow. That was a fastball up high, and Giles couldn't get it. Didn't even offer. 7 strikeouts for Woody. Cardinals lead 4-3. We've got trivia for you today from the Suntrup Automotive family. The 7 ways a batter can reach first base. There might be 50 ways to leave your lover, but there's only 7 ways to get on first. J.D. ball 1. He's walked twice, scored twice. And a breaking ball is in there. And J.D. into the corner. Is it fair? Yes, it is. Heading for second. And the ball bounces over. It'll be a ground rule double for J.D. Drew. Cardinals, their second consecutive inning with a leadoff extra base hit.
Very important to do that. Keep on putting pressure. High drive into the right field corner, then it bounces off the warning track and over the wall for the ground rule double.
Well, I got 6 of them. Hit, walk. Yeah, I forgot hit by pitch. I hadn't gotten there yet. There's the 6 ways. 7 ways. Probably the most interesting, a drop third strike, whether it be a wild pitch or a pass ball.
And now after 1 pitch is delivered, Lloyd McClendon pops out again. Is going to bring in Manzanillo, a right-hander, for Pujols. But then you got the lefty Edmonds next. Then you have the righty McGuire. September call-ups. Maybe he has enough to get through this inning.
And Tony really likes that, the left-right type matchup. It'll be Josias Manzanillo. We saw him in the ball game here yesterday with a scoreless 8. And Lloyd McClendon will employ his 3rd pitcher of the day. Joe Beimel goes 2/3 of an inning. Gives the Cardinals 1 hit. And it'll be Manzanillo and Pujols when we come back to Busch. J.D. Drew and Jack Wilson, a couple of guys who might have turned out to be teammates someday. Not for now. One's a Cardinal, one's a Pirate. And Albert Pujols, with a count of 0-1 now, will deal with the right-hander who can get some people out. This guy knows how to pitch. 6 foot 205, hard throwing Josias Manzanillo.
He's been around since 1983 at the minor league level. Played with Boston, Milwaukee, the Mets, the Yankees, Seattle, and back to the Pirates. So this guy's been around a while, and he's got a real good arm. One of 11 children from San Pedro de Macorís. He had an older brother, Ravelo, who pitched for the Pirates in 94 and 95. He was a left-hander. And he inherits an 0-1 count.
Yeah, still wondering about the timing of the pitching move.
He's looking around trying to, I guess, trying to find a auxiliary scoreboard or something, find out what the
count is
and what the maybe even the score.
Pujols will advance the runner, reaching out and throwing him out. Pat Mears in a close play. Not a bad job by Albert, and he showed good hustle down the line. And the Cardinals have a runner at third, 1 out for Jim Edmonds. Cardinals scored a run on a similar situation than this.
Now they're going to intentionally pass Edmonds with McGuire on deck. Remember, they've been putting somewhat of a shift on, a little bit of a mini shift for Pujols, so that was a nice way of trying to go to the opposite field and try and at least get the man over. A little bit harder, that would have gone through.
Way outside, ball 2. He almost... We've seen guys throw him away before. Doesn't happen often on an intentional walk.
I saw a game be decided on an attempted intentional pass. There was a pitcher with a runner at third, and a nothing game in the bottom of the 9th inning, threw the ball in the screen.
You know, some people say, well, just speed up the game. Why don't you just say 4 and send him down to first? Well, you make the guy throw 4. It's the bottom of the 6th. We have an inning left in our on-air auction for the Mark McGuire jersey. We're still at $4,100. Big Mac today, 1 for 2 with a single.
And so everybody's on board. The way Vicki Bryant described it was the first pitch of the top of the 8th inning, right?
First pitch, top of the 8th. The auction is over. And we'll have a flurry of activity between now and then. Big Mac waits. First and third, 1 out. How about a nice fly ball? Maybe a big long fly ball. And Manzanillo missing. He didn't like the call. Ball 1. Stood there, squared up to the umpire for a while, staring in. Darryl Cousins has had a relatively quiet day behind the plate today.
Yeah, but
Giles didn't like the call. He punched him out on last inning.
He was just yelling at the Pirates bench, or discussing his latest call.
Jack lays off the breaking ball. No swing. Well, he called Giles out on a high fastball. And then he didn't give Manzanillo a low call. So it's not like he called the same pitch differently for both clubs. Evidently, Cousins, the ex-American League umpire, has a high strike zone like the rest of his veteran cohorts. The 2-0. Inside, ball 3. Renteria is next. Is this Mark's option, Al, right here?
I think so. You just ask him to be disciplined.
3-0. That ball's inside. Bases loaded. Walked him on 4. And Edgar, who's hit a couple of ground balls today, up in a big spot here.
Bill Verdon assisting Lloyd McClendon, and Lloyd told me that I've been so thankful I've had the veteran manager Bill Verdon at my side. He's asked him to come back. I questioned Verdon's sanity and agreeing to come back.
Bases loaded. 1 out. Outside to Edgar, ball 1. The Cardinals have benefited from 4 walks today. And the first 2 that walked In both cases, J.D. Drew scored in the first, in the fourth. And Spin Williams back to the mound.
So steps getting slower and slower getting out there. No activity in the Pirates bullpen right now. He's got a lot of confidence in Manzanillo, but he has confidence when he throws strikes.
Astros settled for 2 runs in the top of the fourth. Cubs are batting bottom 4, tied 3-3. They're still in the 8th. The Mets have been batting for a while at Atlanta. Mets 4, Braves 3. Drew doubled to lead off the inning. Edmonds intentionally walked with 1 out. McGuire walked on 4. 1 out, bases loaded. Renteria waiting. He got a pitch to handle. High fly ball left center. Appears to be deep enough with Drew running. The catch by Hermanson. Cardinals tack on another. 5-3 St. Louis.
Fifth RBI for Renteria. And Cardinals have been picking up RBIs on ground outs, and here a sacrifice fly.
Well, that was a breaking ball, Al. Billed high.
Well,
he just got under it.
Yeah. Part of that might have been the fact that he's sitting there thinking, okay, I want to fly a ball. Then when he recognized the breaking ball in the hanger, it just got underneath it a little bit because his approach was, I don't want to hit down on the ball, and just got underneath.
That run charged to Joe Beimel. Ooh, what a rip by Eli. Eli was swinging from the heels right there and ripped it straight back. The gal down below us in the first row of the Lowe's Reserve got the ball. Now she's getting her picture taken. You can be famous if you get a souvenir at the ballpark. Good fastball outside corner, 0-2 to Marrero. Nine nothing Cleveland now at home. 2 more in the 7th for the Indians. 6 outs away from their next division title. And Eli lays off the breaking ball low and away. Al, I'll never forget sitting in this ballpark, you and I in this booth 1 year ago today. Moments after Todd Helton homered for Colorado at Atlanta, Craig Paquette homered for the Cardinals here. And suddenly home field advantage was the Cardinals in that playoff. And it sure helped as the Redbirds swept Atlanta. Ball 2. It all happened within a matter of minutes of each other.
An emotional roller coaster that you go through.
We thought we were packing our bags for San Francisco or New York, and then off to nowhere. Atlanta coming in here. Outside, ball 3. Woody's on deck.
Well, what an advantage, though, for the Cardinals. You get the full count, 2 outs, a running situation, and so Edmonds and McGuire, more so McGuire, it's an advantage to get him moving.
3-2. There they go. Swinging a ground ball off the glove of Ramirez. Coming around to score is Edmonds. Over to third where nobody's covering is McGuire. And the Cardinals lead 6-3.
By the running count, the ball puts pressure on the defense. The ball gets by Ramirez. And because Edmonds is running, he easily comes around to score. And McGuire goes from first to third with the ball right in front of him. And look at Wilson hustling to get to that ball, but he thought he had to play at third, but no one covering.
The only guy covering third was Jose Oquendo, and he wasn't about to help out. Cardinals with a 2-run inning now, and here's Woody Williams with first and third, 2 down, 6-3 Redbirds. Yes, they did. RBI number 21 for Eli. He's got a 2-for-3 day with an RBI and a run scored.
Woody can help himself here.
Fastball up and away.
More of a power type pitcher.
And a breaking ball misses inside, ball 2. Woody today 0 for 2, but he's had 14 base hits this year. Mike Fetters is warming up in the Pittsburgh bullpen. That's a strike running to the inside corner. Something amiss, maybe on the field down in the left field corner. Oh, it's a baseball. How did that get down there?
Well, one of the Pirates put it down there in case for emergencies.
Ball in the corner, you got a ball to throw in, huh?
Yeah. It goes over the wall and you say, here it is.
Brian Giles did that after seeing the Marrero triple down there.
2-2 count to Woody, and we throw a fastball and it would be a slider.
Looks like a fastball. Looks like a hit. Looks like a run. Looks like the Cardinals lead 7-3.
That's what I was talking about with Woody. A pretty good hitter. And, you know, a fastball, you still have to catch up to it, but you're going to have a better shot at the fastball, and it's up over the middle of the plate than you are on a slider. On a 2-2 count, and threw him the fastball, and Woody, a nice piece of hitting, gets his 7th RBI of the year, and now he has a 4-run lead.
Fernando Vina, the 8th Cardinal to bat in this inning. 7-3 St. Louis after the Cardinals trailed 3-2. And 4 of those 7 runs scored by Cardinals who walked in this game. 2 in this inning. Vina 0 for 3. He does have an RBI grounder. Looking to left field, fouls it away 0-2.
Bob, hopefully you continue and finish out this ball game with another victory. And you know, San Francisco plays later on the West Coast. You know, they're going to sit there and,
are these guys ever going to lose?
Yeah, are they ever going to lose? And they keep on knowing the only way they're going to get into postseason is to win their division.
All or nothing for them and the Diamondbacks. Dodgers have been eliminated. Did the Rams win?
Well, it's over now.
42-10. Wow. That'll take care of some of that brash talk we were hearing from Miami earlier this week. Way outside, ball 1 to Vina.
Well, they were bragging about their defense and how they're going to stop the Rams.
Yikes.
I guess they did. They kept them under 50.
That is impressive, and Kurt Warner still undefeated at the Dome. 1-2 to Fernando. And a pop-up left side. Short left field. Brian Giles is there. He's got it. But the Cardinals pick up 3. Renteria sac fly. Marrero base hit. Williams base hit. 7-3 Cardinals. Party suites and rooms now available for the rescheduled games next weekend against the Astros. Call the sales office tomorrow, 421-3060. Al, we have not even talked about playoff tickets today. 2 hours after this game is over, fans will be allowed to line up for tickets outside Busch Stadium. They're just posting the Rams score. That's why the folks are excited. You can get in line. They go on sale at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. You can buy up to 8 tickets for each of the first 2 Division Series games. And also at 8 o'clock tomorrow, you can log on to stlcardinals.com and go online to buy your Cardinal playoff tickets. That'll be interesting, and that's a first. So we'll give you a reminder. By the way, we're in the last inning of our auction now for the Mark McGwire autographed jersey. And the first pitch is fouled by Aramis Ramirez. Right down below us, a scramble is on, and the guy in the McGwire shirt gets the ball. Aramis Ramirez 1 for 2 with a 2-run homer. Inside target. Fly ball right center. It's hanging up there for Jim Edmonds or JD. Center fielder calls it. It's 3:01 in St. Louis, and you're watching Cardinal baseball on KPLR TV, St. Louis, WB11. Hope you're enjoying it from the flagship station of our Cardinal network or wherever you are on your local station around the great Midwest today and down into the South, the Southwest. Kevin Young, the batter. 9 straight for Woody Williams. He's on one of those streaks again now.
He started out on a streak. Then he had the little hiccup in the 4th inning where he allowed only the 2 hits. Single to Giles, a 2-run home run by Ramirez, and then perfect other than that. Only one other base runner that was also in the 4th and scored. And that was reach base on an error.
Out of play right side from the bat of Kevin Young, who's 0 for 2. Cubs didn't score bottom of the 4th. Astros didn't score top of the 5th. They're still tied at 3. I don't know what's going on in Atlanta, but the Mets have been batting for a long, long time. Maybe our graphics guru can check it out for us, Mr. Doug Stanton. And a foul ball right in front of us, right there. Timmy, go get it. Tom Phillips is going to go get it. And it's strike 3 call. Kevin Young is gone. And Al giving the ball to a little kid downstairs. 2 outs now in the 7th inning.
Well, you give it to a little kid that the big kids kind of intercede, but as long as somebody got one, and that's right, a little girl. I'm better.
There she goes.
Yeah,
that's great. Bob Makoviak swings and misses, strike 1. The Mets have a couple of guys on base in Atlanta with Joe McEwing at the plate, we're told. One ball, 1 strike.
You got to tell our buddies at Children's Hospital that, I told them yesterday that I was going to give them a ball. So Tyler Davidson, Brett Robinson, and Zach Workman. Don't worry about it. We're going to get you a ball.
Cool. That's good. That'll brighten up any room.
Remember, it was Zach that asked me, said, if you catch a ball, give it to me.
Broken bat, pop up. Renteria's got it. The barrel ends up in short right field. A 1-2-3 7th. Woody Williams, 11 in a row. Cardinal Baseball is a production of Bud Sports and an exclusive presentation of Fox Sports Net. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of the game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. Gorgeous day. Fans just got finished singing God Bless America. Some chants of USA, USA. And we go. Bottom of the 7th, Mike Fetters will take over for the Pirates.
Mike Fetters came over from the Los Angeles Dodgers in the Mulholland deal. And that's another deal that's going to benefit the Pirates in the long run. He's appearing for the 52nd time. He has 3 wins, 5 decisions, and an ERA well up into the 5s. 48 hits and 44 in the 3rd inning, 7 home runs, 25 walks, 37 strikeouts. He at times had been the closer for the Dodgers the last few years.
Double switch by the Pirates as Gary Matthews will take over in center field. There's Gary, the fleet center fielder. And looks like Hermanson maybe moved over to right.
Yes, he has.
So Makoviak is out, the last batter, and the pitcher bats 6 for the Bucks. So it's a double switch plus. Placido Polanco 0 for 3. And a breaking ball is at the letters.
Mike Fetters has a medical condition. You see he takes these deep breaths and everything, and then a violent jerking turn to his left. But he does have he has to practice some breathing exercises for, I'm not sure if it's asthmatic condition or.
And what was your condition that led to your routine?
Mental deficiency.
He's got a little hungo in him.
Yeah, but it hurts my neck.
Yeah, that hurts just to watch. I'm sure Dr. Ralph Filson, the Cardinal team chiropractor, really doesn't like watching that.
Actually, Mike's a nice guy. First time I really talked to him extensively was in Pittsburgh at the hotel when we were there last week.
Polanco hits that ball pretty well. Bobbled by Wilson. That's an out. Bottom of the 7th gets underway. It'll be Drew and Pujols now.
A little tricky hop on Jack, and he stayed with it. He shows his good arm. Cardinals liked him, but they have utilized a lot of their minor league talent to get current players at the major league level, or in case of Jack Wilson, they traded him for Jason Christensen, who we traded at the trading deadline to San Francisco. I'll see a swing like that from JD that often off a right-handed pitcher.
The Mets got 5 in the 8th at Atlanta and lead the Braves now 9-3. So to their credit, they're bouncing back from that awful finish they had yesterday, when the Braves, all with 2 outs, got 7 runs in the bottom of the 9th, highlighted by a Brian Jordan grand slam.
And, you know, I guess they went in saying they had to win 2 out of 3, and if they take care of business today, they'll accomplish that.
And a comebacker. Better says, here it is, Kevin Young. 2 outs. Albert Pujols will be next. Albert's got a 2 for 3 day with a home run and 2 batted in.
Applause for Albert, the greatest rookie Cardinal season ever. First inning, and Albert Pujols got things started with a 2-run home run. They went ahead 3-2 before the Cardinals tied it up, so it's not his game-winning RBI today, but he leads the club in that department too.
He's now only 3 total bases behind Dick Allen's record, 352. The legend continues. Already broke the RBI record, extra base hit record. He's had 85 of those, 128 RBIs. And a 2-0 breaking ball is low and away, ball 3, with Jim Edmonds next. Albert Pujols has 185, I think at 187 hits now. He's not going to make 223. That's a long way. Low ball 4. I saw where Ichiro Suzuki yesterday broke Shoeless Joe Jackson's major league record of hits by a rookie, 234.
That's a bunch.
Wow. I wonder if they'll ever put Shoeless Joe in the Hall of Fame. They do. They'll probably have to let Pete Rose in. Although, legend has it, Shoeless Joe took the money and then did not throw the series. But the fact that he did take the bribe money from the bookies and the bettors who would influence the 1919 World Series probably paints him guilty with the other guys. Edmonds over, but low, ball one.
The Blues won last night.
5-3.
The Rams win today. The Cardinals are on the verge of, say, a new record. Or
that ball is rocked into the gap. Stopping at second is Pujols. Jim Edmonds with his first base hit of the day. He's on for the second time. It sets up 2 on, 2 out for Big Mac.
And Jimmy just said he wanted to show Doug Waite how to prepare for a game.
Mark McGwire.
Veteran players do it in different ways. Some men can handle things late at night. Others can't.
Well, it's time for a big fly here. A walk and a hit. McGwire 1 for 2 with a walk and a hit. Way outside for Mike Fetters. Cubs didn't score, bottom of the 5th. 3-3 at Wrigley. Crowd starting to clap a little bit, get a little cadence going here. The 1-0 to Mack. He had a big cut, fouls it straight back into the last row of the field boxes right behind home plate. This crowd's had a lot of fun here this weekend. I didn't hear anybody say that game yesterday was boring, all 2 hours and 4 minutes of it. And Matt Morris won his 21st. One to McGwire. And a little tapper right at the bag. Easy force play, inning over. Cardinals lead 2. They've stranded 5. After 7 on a picture-perfect day at beautiful Busch Stadium, the Cardinals lead 7-3. This portion of Cardinal baseball on WB11 is brought to you by Bank of America. We find financial solutions that fit you. By Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. For tires and complete auto service, all you need is Dobbs. Cardinals have a new pitcher. Great crowd on hand today, top of the 8th inning. Woody Williams, 7 innings, 3 runs, 2 earned, 2 hits, no walks, 8 strikeouts. And he pitches the Cardinals into the 8th when Luther Heckman will take over. Woody Williams, what more can we say, Al? It's the pickup of the year in this division by our general manager, Walt Jocketty.
Well, I think it's the best pickup in the National League since, you know, of any acquisition from around the trading deadline.
And I would have to say the earliest best acquisition, of course, was the Astros picking up Vinny Castilla to play third base. He's been pretty good for them.
Sure. And Hackman appearing for his 31st game. He has done a solid job in here. A few times the home runs have gotten to him, 7 and 31 plus innings, but I think more times than not, he's done the job.
Real quick, folks, you got 1 more second to make your final bid. We're at $5,300 for the McGwire jersey. 425-0615. When the first pitch of this 8th inning is made, the auction is over. Time to call now. Get on your speed dial. Chad Hermanson leads off, and then Pat Mears and Gary Matthews in the 8th against Hackman. Get our final total in a moment on the McGwire auction. Luther's first pitch. It's a fly ball to center. The auction is closed, and so's Hermanson. Edmonds has it for the first out. 12 straight by Cardinal pitchers. The Pirates have hits in a grand total of 1 inning today.
Got a cute little note. Ron and Gene say hi to Marge in Centralia, Illinois, and Doris in Wentzville. They also wonder why we never see, Channel 11 never shows clips of the Mad Hungarian. He was so much fun to watch. The young ones don't know what we mean when we talk about the wild one, looking at him, looking at how couth Al is now.
Well, that's a matter of opinion. The fastball up. For those of us who travel with him and know him so well. Well, that's a good idea.
No, well, the problem is there's nothing left. You know, that was all film back then, and most of it's gone by the wayside. Everything's on videotape.
2 balls, no strikes.
And unfortunately, or fortunately, just about every clip they have is showing a fight.
There's some video somewhere. If any of you had your home movie camera at Busch Stadium back in the 70s, let us know. It's in there, 2-1. Pat Mears 0 for 2 today. The guy's had some terrible nerve problems in his left hand for 2.5 years. Pat told me he's going to seek out Mike Matheny about some of the doctors that did Matheny's microsurgery on his finger last year. He said his left hand hurt on the last day of spring training in '99 when he was swinging and got hit by a pitch. So full force of the hand and the ball. It's just never healed properly. And he's been living with some pain for the last really 30 months.
Yeah, they signed him to a multi-year contract as a free agent, and he's been hurt.
A little outside, 3-2. The Pirates would like to unload Pat, Derek Bell, and Kevin Young. Those 3 guys are making a combined $15 million a year. 3-2 to Mears. Swing and a miss. He's gone. 9th strikeout by Cardinal pitching today. Gary Matthews Jr. next.
And we see the strikeout pitch, just a fastball thrown right by him. And, you know, the $15 million to a $52 million payroll.
That's a lot. And Al, I was a little disturbed today, and Tony's going to make a pitching change to see Kevin McClatchy saying, despite their new ballpark and record attendance, he's not sure the Pirates will make any money this year and may not be able to increase their payroll next season. Nice job by Luther. Looks like Dave Veers will get a little work here with 2 outs in the 8th inning. So Luther Hackman, a very quick and efficient 2/3 of an inning with 1 strikeout. We'll take a pause. Marrero, Polanco, Tony will visit. Al and I will have a chat, and we'll be back with you in a minute. Well, there's a conversation you'd love to be in on. Jim Edmonds, J.D. Drew, Mike James. That's an interesting mix out there in the bullpen as the Cardinals enjoy a 7-3 lead, and Dave Veers will get some 2-out work here, Al, in the 8th inning.
That's right, Dave. Appearing for the 68th time, trying to get him back in gear. Missed a substantial amount of time with that high hamstring pull. He's had a couple appearances since that time, one very good, one so-so. He's a vital part, still leads the bullpen with his 15 saves.
Gary Matthews Jr., first at bat of the day, came into play center field last inning.
Would you say it's fair to say that Dave is not the closer right now?
Yeah, and I think who the Cardinal closer would be in postseason play would depend on who the Cardinals play.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You look at Arizona with Gonzalez and Womack and Finley, and it might be Klein. You look at other clubs. Atlanta, Chipper doesn't make any difference because he's a switch hitter. You'd like to turn him around right-handed, you know, but Brian Jordan is on that club and Andrew Jones. Then maybe it's Gene Steckschull
or Dave Veers.
Well, Veers, you know, Al, it depends on the situation too. If you're in the 9th inning and you need a ground ball, maybe Mr. Split Finger pitch, Dave Veers is your guy.
Yeah, and I think also that what you really do hope is he gets enough work this inning and it's productive enough to where he can reestablish himself as a closer.
2 balls and a strike. By the way, the Astros are on top. Jeff Bagwell, a sac fly, top of the 6th. 4-3 Houston at Chicago. That's a strike. And if this is a 1-2-3 inning, that'll make it 14 in a row by Cardinal pitchers since the Ramirez home run in the 4th. Woody Williams retired his last 11. He retired 16 of his last 17 in the ball game Tuesday in Houston. 2-2, way outside, count 4.
Remember, Woody started the game out with 3 perfect innings. Then Kendall led off the 4th inning, reaching base on an error by Polanco. A sacrifice, base hit from Giles, an RBI, and then the 2-run homer. So, I mean, this game is, Williams was dominating.
Walked him on a full count. A couple of things to update for you. The Phillies did not score at Florida against Josh Beckett in the 1st. And in Cleveland, they're popping some champagne. The Indians beat the Twins 9-0. And they are the American League Central Division champions, and there are no more races in the American League with a week to go. So right now, Oakland, wild card team out of the West with Seattle. Oakland would play the Yankees, and Cleveland plays Seattle. What are the Yankees doing today? Yankees are 1-1 in the 9th at home. Right now, they're only 2 wins ahead of Cleveland, so that could change the matchups in the last week. Bouncer to Veers off his glove, and everybody will be safe. Edgar wisely doesn't throw to first. Should be a hit for Kendall. It is, and first and second, 2 outs.
A very catchable ball, and I'm sure Dave Veers would tell you he should have made that play. Now Dave Duncan will sprint out here, but let's take a look at it right there. High hopper right back at you. Sometimes as a pitcher, we release the ball, and you really don't have a good judge as to how hard it's hit. Your momentum carries you forward, and as he jumped up, he kind of over jumped the ball, and it went off kind of the side or the thumb of his glove. Thought you had a comfortable lead. You bring in Dave with 2 outs as he's trying to get back into a groove, and a walk and an infield single, and all of a sudden you're opening up an opportunity for the Pirates with the on-deck hitter, and in the man in the hole, their biggest threats.
Right down the middle, taken by Jack Wilson, 0-for-2 with a sacrifice. Well, in a moment, we'll have our final total and our winning name from the auction. Do we know who it is, Tim? We have a winning bid of $6,000.
Well, that's outstanding. We want to thank everybody that made an offer. We want to thank everyone that's reached into their pockets for this cause, and United Way, Red Cross, Salvation Army, all the different relief efforts and charitable organizations that have been trying to do everything. And don't forget the backstoppers are, right now they're helping out the cause in New York, but I think we ought to think about our firefighters and police officers right here in St. Louis.
0-2 pitch blown away, well set out. And I know there is some honoring of those folks taking place in our town this very weekend. So $6,000 raised to benefit the Pitch for Life Bone Marrow Donor Drive at Busch Stadium on Saturday, October 6th. That'll be an interesting day out here. You can start at 9 in the morning, and you might just save somebody's life. We've got 30 bone marrow patients in the St. Louis that need matches. 3 of them, at least we know, are your youngins with all their life ahead of them. And there are something like 3,000 or more around the country. The 1-2 pitch. Outside, ball 2.
And for more information or how to pre-register for that bone marrow donor day, here's a number: 314-425-0688, or visit the Cardinals website at www.stlouiscardinals.com. Say STLCardinals.com.
You got it. Look like a high splitter. And Jack Wilson fouled it over into his own dugout. Another pitcher's duel in Colorado today. After 4, Rockies 10, Brewers nothing. Now we're going to face a pitching staff in Milwaukee the next couple of days. It's pretty beat up after a weekend in Colorado. They had a double-digit game there yesterday.
Yeah, but they also have some sluggers in that lineup.
2-2. Close, but ball 3. Now the runners are moved with 2 outs. This 4-run lead is not that comfy right now.
Now this could be the last pitch that Veers makes. He will not face Giles with Steve Klein warming.
2 on, 2 out, tying run in the on-deck circle. Cardinals lead 7-3, top of the 8th, a long inning all of a sudden. The 3-2. Little tapper. Dave's got it. So does McGuire, and the inning is done. Pirates strand, incredibly, their first 2 runners of the day. We go bottom 8. Beers manages to get out of it, and the Cardinals still lead 7-3.
Well, Bob, I guess Kim Eberly from Fox Sports Net, she has the work ethic of Lindsay Polite. She could take Sundays off like Lindsay normally does.
Still at the ballpark.
She works in the truck part of the time, and the rest of the time she works and does a fantastic job for Fox Sports Net.
Evidently some Advil needed here in the 9th inning for that crew down there. Okay. And Rich Loisel will be the 5th Pirate pitcher of the day.
Rich comes in this game and trying to hold it to a 4-run deficit.
It's a strike, a low strike to Edgar Renteria. Edgar today has a sac fly. He's 0 for 2. He has RBI number 55. Cubs have been batting for a while in the bottom of the 6th at Wrigley. Renteria with a nice looking base hit to the opposite field. That was a sweet little stroke. Boy, if Edgar can do that, use the whole ballpark, that is when he is at his best. Down there, that number 7 spot, and really the same holds true for the man behind him, Eli Marrero or Mike Matheny. You just love to see a guy take a swing like that and get a base hit. Here's Eli, who's had a big day. 21st RBI. His batting average has gone from 262 to 268 with a triple and a single.
Bobby Bonilla is on the on-deck circle, so it looks like he's going to pinch hit for Beers, and Mike James is warming up in the Cardinals bullpen.
A third of an inning for Beers with a hit and a walk. Eli bunts. Nicely done. Ramirez, the bare hand, fires over to Young. It'll go 5-3 on the sacrifice. And the reason Tony does this, every manager in baseball loves to have a 5-run lead. These days you don't assume anything, and there are way more grand slams than there used to be in baseball.
That's right. You want at least 5 so a grand slam can't tie it. Perfect form. Pitcher almost threw the ball right at the bat. He catched it perfectly. Uses soft hands to deaden it. And we need Bobby Bonilla to get off track. He's been struggling of late. He is 0 for his last 13.
6 pinch hit RBIs this year. Big Bobby Bonilla. He'll have his guitar with him tomorrow when we hit the road. Bobby likes to strum when the Cardinals travel. For our St. Louis audience, after the ball game's over today, cheers will come your way on KPLR TV WB11. We hope you've enjoyed our 3 in a row here on the WB this weekend. It's been fun to have all 3 for a change. And the Cardinals about to make it a sweep, about to win their 5th game in a row overall, their 14th of their last 16, and incredibly, Cardinals with a win today would be 90-66. Who gave them a chance for 90 wins a month ago? Bobby Bonilla walks. It'll be their 17th win in September.
Kerry Robinson will pinch run for Bobby Bonilla. Now the Cardinals have already won their 52nd home game. That was yesterday, equaling the most home victories since 1991.
It's Luis Saturia running over there?
No, it is
23.
Saturia, yeah. I thought it was Kerry Robinson when I first glanced.
Runners going off second. Double steal. Everybody is safe.
I'm not too sure Saturia would have been safe if they would have held on to the ball. He kind of was late in picking up the sign.
Yeah, it was definitely delayed off a first, Al.
And it's tough for the trail runner because he has to make sure that that runner ahead of him doesn't just bluff a run and is definitely going. So, and it really is, looking at that replay, it looked like he was running from the get-go, but he just didn't pick up much ground.
Luis Saturia's first major league stolen base. And we'll see if he got one last year maybe, but his first of this year.
Renteria is his 16th in 20 attempts. And now they're going to potentially pass Vigna. We'll take that.
And the bases are loaded again. Cardinals have been all over the bases. Luis Saturia did not have a steal in his 12 games with the Cardinals last year, in his first time around the big leagues. Bases loaded, one out. Polanco, a good contact man to have up in this spot. And Spin Williams to the mound.
Spin's been out there a lot. Counted every blade of grass going out. Found no four-leaf clovers. There's Sauerbeck.
Their pitching staff, the Pirates pitching staff, has sent him for a number of spins this weekend.
You know, the Pirates are on the road for the rest of the year, and they are about to lose their 55th game.
20 wins all year on the road.
They would be 20 and 55 if they lose this one on the road. Only 5 games under 500, you know, at home, and they go to New York from here.
That is the worst road record in baseball.
Oh, yeah.
Even Tampa Bay is better than that. Right down the middle to Polanco. Placido Polanco with an 0 for 4 today. That doesn't happen very often. Ground ball to short. Could be a couple. They turn it. 6-4-3, close at first. Cardinals fail to score. They lead 2. They've left 7. We go to the 9th. We expect James or Klein to take over. Cardinals lead it. Today's play of the game brought to you by Budweiser. With the crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer. This Bud's for you. Thanks to Mr. Pujols, Al. Cardinals jumped out early.
His 37th home run. Give him 2 more RBIs, 109. And Cardinals relinquished the lead in the 4th inning, but they have battled back. They've scored 7 runs, and Steve Klein will inherit a 4-run lead, trying to close this one out.
Padres did not score in the top of the first at San Francisco. Moments from now, Barry Bonds will be batting with 69 home runs. Phillies, Marlins scoreless after 1. And after 6 in Chicago, latest report, Astros 4, Cubs 3. Giants have scored in the bottom of the first. We'll tell you how in a moment. He wouldn't, would he? Steve Klein with a strike to Brian Giles. Jeff Kent with an RBI, and Kent bats behind Bonds, so that means Barry did not homer his first time up. Guess what? He walked.
And Kent drove him in.
Bonds walking for the 166th time. Al, I don't think we can complain anymore that people are pitching to Barry Bonds too much.
No, Mark McGwire walked 162 times in '98, and Barry has more intentional passes and more total passes than Mark McGwire did.
2-1, Klein to Giles. Battle of a couple of tough guys right here. That's a good running fastball. And the count's even 2-2.
A couple guys that were probably played together at some point. They definitely were in the Cleveland organization at the same time.
And a breaking ball popped up. It'll be out of play. Hey, hats off to our buddy down in the truck, Kent Samuel. This marks his final game with us this season. Kent did a wonderful job directing this year. Dealing with, well, certain people down there.
You two will be working steamer game pretty soon, right?
You never know. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball out to second. Vina waits, scoops, fires, 1 out. 2 to go, and the Cardinals will have 90 wins.
And a new pitcher will come in here.
That's how you spelled Old Yeller? Thanks. Hats off to Old Yeller from his crew.
Probably an Old English spelling. I was wondering, you know what? This is done on purpose. Tony La Russa said, Steve, you can't leave the mound. See? He told me he couldn't leave the mound, so you can stay here so maybe they won't boo me. Mike Timlin. Part of this right now is Tony's trying to get as many guys, keep them all sharp, keep them all active and everything like this, and don't overexpose anybody as you're heading towards postseason play.
Mike Timlin on to try and get the last 2 outs for the Cardinals. Maybe. Well, the Cardinal dugout kind of relaxed right now. On the verge of a 5-game winning streak. I don't think the Cardinals will go double digits one more time to you with 6 to go. Mike Timlin takes over here in the 9th inning.
I sure will. Would like to see that. Timlin, he hasn't pitched since Monday, so he needs some work. For his 64th time, 3-5 record, 4 1/4 ERA. 17 walks and 46 strikeouts. He was pitching the best relief of his, maybe even in his career. And then he had that knee surgery, bounced back in about 3 weeks.
Ramos Ramirez, the batter, and a fastball high. Ramirez 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer. His 34th. He has 109 RBIs, batting right at 300. Breakout season for this young man. Ramos Ramirez, Santo Domingo. He's only 23. Mike Timlin had a tough time in the late innings against Houston during that what turned out to be a blowout Monday night. It wasn't that way the whole way. And the fastball up 3-0.
Obviously, Mike needs to get a little work, get refocused, get sharp.
Fastball right in there, 3-1.
Ramirez is only 2 for 11 in the series, and he's 1 for 3, a 2-run home run in this game.
Ball 4. 1 on, 1 out. And next up will be Kevin Young, then the pitcher's spot. Tony has some activity in the bullpen.
Mike Matthews is throwing.
Yeah, Mike James sat down after throwing for a while. We thought he might pitch the 9th, at least to start.
And Steck Schulte is getting up also.
Just in case. Still only a 4-run game. And a fastball in there to Kevin Young, 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Warren Morris is in the on-deck circle. Something must be going on both in Atlanta and Chicago. Braves have been batting for a long time. So have the Astros.
I think the guys on the scoreboard just don't put up scores just to make you think something.
They're probably listening to us up there, and then they go, ha ha, we got him again. Go put that 0 up there. That nosy Carpenter in the booth, always looking up here. Ah, just as I say that, a yellow 2 goes up for Houston. So they're still batting, and the Astros now lead 6-3 in the top of the 7th. They're trying to split that 4-game series before they go to San Francisco. Moises Alou, a 2-run double for those runs. And a bouncer out to short. They'll have to hurry. Renteria Vina, game over. 6-4-3. Does anybody turn the double play better than those guys? Cardinals win 7-3. 90 wins, Al Raboski.
90 wins, 8 straight home wins. We're going to go on the road starting Tuesday with 3 in Milwaukee, and then the big showdown next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday against Houston Astros. We think it'll be a showdown, and it probably will be, but you can be very proud of these Redbirds. They are pushing in the right direction at the right time.
A combined 3-hitter for Williams, Hackman, Veers, Klein, and Timlin. The Redbird Express rolls on. Cardinals win at 7-3, a crowd of 42,442 leaving, and once again, Al, outstanding starting pitching just sets the stage for everything else.
Well, Williams 7-1 since he's come over from San Diego. 90th victory, 8 in a row at home. And if you look at Woody Williams, boy, he just was dominating. Only 2 hits allowed, 3 runs, but 2 of those were earned on the 2-run home run by Ramirez. But he pitched well in this game and sets the tone.
Cardinals only give up 3 hits the entire day. 90 wins on the year. Mets beat the Braves. Astros lead in Chicago by 3. Woody Williams is 15-9, 7-1 as a Cardinal, a 3-hitter for 5 Cardinal pitchers today. The boys are 90-66, 5 wins in a row, 14 of their last 16. KPLR Tuesday night in Milwaukee. Cardinals will open up against the Brewers, a 3-game series. For Al Raboski, Rich Gould, and our Bud Sports crew, so long, Old Yeller. Bob Carpenter from Busch Stadium. See you later.